Hi guys, Force Concentration from Twitch here, and today we're gonna speak about a day-night cycle. This is my first devlogs. I'm gonna do devlogs about my RTS project. We're gonna talk about that at the end of the devlog. Just wanted to show you for the moment what it will look like. Of course, everything has been sped up. So to obtain this result, what I did first, and I browsed the internet, and we found this first tutorial from Epic Games directly, which is a very nice overview of this new Unreal Engine 5 Sky and Atmosphere system. The only problem I had with this tutorial is reaching this part where you need several assets from the marketplace, and those assets are not for free. So I just want to underline, I really appreciate that Unreal Engine is doing free advertising for content creators. It's just, didn't fit my my requirement for at the time. So we moved forward to this day and night cycle with the moon, a tutorial by our friendly game dev, insert name here. This is a very nice tutorial, very detailed. And you also have 3 parts to it for a total of more than 1 hour and a half. So I went through this tutorial, and we ended up creating at first a new first-person project, and using a plugin which is called Sun Position Calculator. Okay, so everything is based on that. From this plugin, we just imported like this blueprint and a few assets from the engine. What it boils down to is basically a blueprint where everything comes for free. We have this for free, the construction script for free, this function also for free. So there is nothing we created. And then maybe I just added this function at some point because it was needed. We also added like a specific sky dome using basically a specific material. So it's just creating a new material, which is a star texture. The stars are being displayed according to the atmosphere luminosity. So very simple stuff here. You can compare to what INH did if you want more information. This is my own take on this material. And then we define a specific game state where we keep track of an in-game daytime, basically. So very straightforward. At the beginning of the game, we just initialize the day and night time, and then we have an event triggering every 10th of a second, and this event like just updates the game time. So if we go to this dedicated function, you will have like a variable called seconds added per event. Maybe you want just to have a look at this value, but otherwise there is nothing very complicated. And basically, to come back to the top logic of this, well, after updating the time, we just check if the time is night or not. And if it's night, we use like this event dispatcher system from Unreal. I'll come back to it in a minute. So this is my isNight function, which is really just checking the time of the day, and according to return a boolean according to the time of the day. So there is, again, it's a very basic blueprint. And we discovered during this work the event dispatcher system, and I wanted to know more because it really looked to me as an observer pattern from the programming world. I discovered this tutorial by Paul Guestwicki, It's a 6-minute tutorial that I do recommend to understand a bit what is called in Unreal the event dispatcher. This is an event system which we would call otherwise normally the famous observer pattern. So what happens there is here we just create this dispatcher, and then we have some street lights, which are really nothing else than spotlights, which will attach to this event. And when the event is triggered, of course, and if it's night, we will put some lights on. So again, to show you what's the end result of this, we have the daytime and the sun. So this is fully workable already, you know. And at night, the moon rises, and then we have some spotlight right there. And before dawn, the spotlights switch off, and we have a nice sun again. Everything was modified here. The clouds are a bit different, and of course the sky dome showing the stars is different from what you get from the basic Unreal example. But yeah, this is what we end up with. It was very interesting. I learned about materials and even dispatcher. And then also we can have a small thought about what about RTS games, because do we actually need a complex sky system in an RTS? And it boils down to probably not, actually, probably not. Why? Because this doesn't come for free. It costs like GPU time, of course, and frame rate. And basically the camera most of the time will point down to the terrain. On the other hand, the spotlights are definitely very interesting. Those this spotlight demo example, because if we have an RTS, particularly a medieval RTS, it would be very interesting to have buildings lighting up at night to create this kind of very interesting night atmosphere, and probably with different gameplay dynamics during nighttime. I also want to say a word before finishing about the RTS I'm working on. Basically, I'm very inspired by this game called Warrior Kings Battles, actually. This is a very old school game with actually complex micromanagement and a lot of interesting features about the economy. It's like there is a twist and different aspect of normal RTS, and this is the main inspiration. But I'm also, of course, inspired by all the games like Age of Empire and so on. In the future videos, in future tutorial, and obviously on Twitch, as I'm streaming almost every day, I will continue in this direction, working on the small projects with the final aim to develop this RTS. And well, see you on Twitch.